Hello, kids, gang, all comers, one and all. We appreciate you for being a part of the Matt Murphy Radio Show, underway for another day on this Thursday, October 9, 2025. Hey, friends. How's it going, kiddos? My name is Matt Murphy, and conveniently, I host the Matt Murphy Radio Show until 7 o'clock. They boot me off the radio then for Mark Levin begins at that time. It is day 266 of the second term of the Donald J. Trump presidency. That's out of 1460.5. We say that often just to irritate the liberals in the listening audience. It is day 899 of our broadcasts here, my broadcast here, on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Starting, when we started out, we were on from noon until 3. We shifted over at the retirement of Brian Wilson from 3 until 7. I've loved every single moment that I've been able to spend with you, and I hope that you feel the same way. 899 episodes. Tomorrow's a big day. It's kind of a big day.
What are we going to do?
I don't know. Are we celebrating? On day 500, Dave Elliott, our illustrious sales manager, got me a cake. I wonder if he'll do the same at day 1,000. Or maybe I'll get a pink slip. You never know. You never know. Hey, do y'all like this jacket? Hey, Ken Weaver's back in News Closet B. He gathers headlines. Is he busy?
No,
yes.
I just wrapped it up.
Okay.
How about you boys?
Hey, Ken. What's happening, friend?
I just writing up news.
Yeah, nothing going on today.
Doing a little bit of traffic here.
Yes. How's 24 doing?
24. Well, it's... It's 20. Why'd you have to ruin my day?
Hey,
is 24 ever clear?
Never.
For 30 minutes at 3 in the morning?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I was about to say. I'm not up at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. It could be smooth sailing.
It might have been clear when about 4:30 when I left.
Yeah, you think? You go 40 though, right?
Yeah, I go 40 west.
It might have been clear back in 1925.
Mm-hmm. When they were just thinking about it.
Right.
When it was just a dream in someone's imagination.
It was just Matt Murphy on the horse and buggy.
Eek, 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 eek. By the way, I guess who I talked to today, y'all? Jay Harper.
Brother Jay Harper.
I also talked to, and this individual wanted me to send his heartfelt hellos and good tidings and love y'all was our man, Johnny B.
Brother Johnny B.
JB, I got to see him and Jay Harper. They're doing a little podcast together, and they invited me to be on their podcast. Wasn't that nice? That was pretty cool, called Circle in the Drain. So good for those guys. And I talked to Jay Harper, and I said, Jay, have you heard any of the show this week? Because just to peel the curtain back just a little bit, when Jay is doing traffic in the afternoon time, he is away from us. Now, he's in Nashville, obviously, examining the traffic situation and all of that, but he is not anywhere nearby. And I don't know if we've talked about this, Ken. I know Jackson and I have spoken on it. Have you noticed a difference in Jay's traffic reporting over the last several days?
No.
There is a noise in the background, and we were trying to figure out what it was.
Did you find out?
Yes, I did. It sounds like he's shelling peas with a pea sheller or something like that. It's like, and we're like, is that a pea sheller? Is that one of those old school, remember the old school Associated Press machines?
Yes.
Sounds kind of like that. What would you say, Jackson? Sounds like, I don't know.
Something.
It sounds like one of those old-timey bingo machines. Where the
Maybe that's what Brother Jay doing. Maybe he's running the bingo hall at the same time.
Maybe we can send Matt to the bingo hall.
I-57. I-57.
I think you have a future in this.
I-24. I-24.
Jackson should be looking for another job. Be looking for another job.
Not Brother Jackson.
Oh, way to go, Jackson. By the way, Ken.
Yes, sir.
So we've established Jackson's doing double duty this week.
Split shift.
He is, man.
He's working hard. He is producing the morning show over on our brother station, 104.5 The Zone. And I was driving down to Thompson Stations to do this podcast with JB and Jay Harper.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to tune in. I was flipping around and listening to Dan Mandis in Nashville's Morning News.
Yes, sir.
Listening to Mandis. You see that interview they did this morning?
No.
Eric Trump.
Really?
Eric Trump on Nashville's Morning News this morning.
Well, all right.
How about that? And Dan thinks so much of Chris Hand, he invited Chris to be a part of the interview. And I thought that was nice, too. I was like, well, isn't that swell? That's nice. And I'm thinking, well, my invitation must have gotten lost somewhere because I didn't get mine. Anyway, so, they were interviewing Eric Trump. And it was a great interview, by the way. And I think they're doing it on podcast. If they've not already gotten it up, you need to listen. I mean, it was really – I thought this was going to be like a 5 and out. And Eric spent with Dan and Chris and Joan Jones, he spent over 20 minutes.
Awesome.
It was a very wide-ranging interview. And old Mandis –
Mandis didn't say, did I shank that?
No, he didn't.
Good.
Dan asked a question. No, this is like – talk show host Shangri-La. This is Valhalla, right? So Mandis asked a question, and the guest said, that's one of the best questions I've gotten in a long, long time. That's what you want to hear coming back. Because Eric Trump's doing a lot of interviews. He's got a new book out. He has interview requests every single day of the week and twice on Sunday. I mean, the man is doing a lot of this. And for him to say, that was one of the best questions I've had in a long, long time, I'm like, way to go, Mandis.
That's way to go, Brother Dan Mandis.
How about that?
Yes.
And so the Eric Trump interview was great. But in the aftermath of the Eric Trump interview, I say, let me see if how Jackson's doing on the other station. And Ken, I turned on to 104.5 The Zone.
Yeah.
And Jackson sounded bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Way to go, Brother Jackson.
He sounded informed.
What was I doing?
He sounded engaged. And I'm like, where is this guy when 3 o'clock rolls around, is what I was thinking to myself.
What was I doing?
You were picking a football game.
Oh, yeah, the Thursday 3.
Football.
You were picking, against the spread, I guess you were picking numbers?
Yes.
Who were your teams, Jackson?
That was a long time ago. My teams were.
See, I got none of that. See, this morning, Ken, there was none of that. There was no oohs
I got
and
him. I got him.
You got him? Okay.
USF beating North Texas against the spread plus 1.5. Mm-hmm. I had Detroit plus 2.5 against Kansas City. And then I had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 3.
Is that in Detroit, by the way? Is that in?
No, it's in KC.
You're taking Detroit?
Yes, Detroit's very good.
Yeah,
I understand.
They're going to beat the Chiefs.
I understand they're very good, but wouldn't that Chiefs be 2-4? Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm going to tell your little buddy about that and see what he has to say.
McMorris. I wonder what Mac's like. If they go 2-4,
he might move back to Nashville.
He might. Yeah, we might bring back the Mac attack.
Become a Titans fan. Anyway, I just want to note how good you sounded this morning, Jackson.
Thanks, buddy.
And I don't know where it goes, but I just want to tell you how good you sounded this morning on Sports. Congratulations, while we're giving out some kudos, congratulations to Dan Mandis.
Brother Dan Mandis, what'd he do?
I don't know if you know this or not, Ken, but I won a major award last year.
Yes.
You and I won a major award, too.
Yes,
that was
sir.
like a couple of years ago. Last year, I won a major award. This was the best radio personality, according to the Tennessean.
That's way to go, Brother Murphy.
Thank you. I have an update on that award in just a moment. But are y'all familiar with the publication, The Nashville Scene?
Familiar.
Nashville Scene. It is a leftist, liberal rag worthy of maybe catching bird droppings or cleaning windows that are filthy. I mean, it is bad. It is just that bad.
TP in a dire situation?
I'm not bitter. It would have to be really dire because, I mean, that stuff get on you, and before you know it, you're talking like a liberal, But they have a Best of Nashville, not episode, what am I thinking of? Publication. They have a Best of Nashville series that they do annually. And, they do all kind of things, best hangout, best dive bar, best this, best that, best weather coverage. And one of the things that they do best conservative. Okay?
Wow.
Best conservative. Ken, would you like to guess who won best conservative according to readers of Nashville Scene magazine?
Dan Mandis.
That is not correct, Ken.
Matt Murphy?
That is not correct either.
Ken Weaver?
That is not correct.
Chris Hand?
Nope.
Chad Benson?
It was none.
That's a pretty good joke.
None.
They said there are none.
First place for best conservative, according to... No, this is going to get better for you if you've not heard the story. So first place, according to Nashville Scene Magazine, best conservative in Nashville, none. Would you like to guess who came in second place?
Chris Hand?
No.
Brother Murphy?
No.
Dan Mandis?
Dan Mandis. So here's what I would encourage, because, see, Dan is a much more humble man than myself. Dan is unassuming. He is such a humble fellow. Dan Mandis is one of the finest broadcasters I know, and you wouldn't know it to speak to him because he's always talking about shanking things, and he's so good at what he does.
But just one shank sends him into
into a death spiral. So what I would suggest is that Mandis write a promo that when it comes to when it comes to conservatives in Nashville, Tennessee, Dan Mandis is second to none.
That's pretty good.
Isn't that good?
That's good, Brother Murphy.
Well, he is. He's second to none.
He is.
Marsha Blackburn, number 3, by the way. And I would be annoyed, but I'm really not a conservative, so that doesn't bother me. And they don't have a category for best libertarian, so there you go. Because why would you? There aren't enough of us out there. One way or the other, congrats, kudos to Dan Mandis. And I would note that, and I'm not making this up, last year, the Matt Murphy show, I have no idea how this happened, but we won Best Radio Personality according to the Tennessean in their little Best of Music City thing. This year, Ken, they've retired the category. I'm not kidding.
They're just not going to do it anymore.
I'm not kidding. So I guess the minute that we snatch one away from stupid Bobby Bones or whoever it is out there, the minute that we beat out Big D and Bubba or whatever the hell their names are, suddenly when a talk radio personality sneaks in there, they're just going to retire the category?
Huh. Yeah. We're not doing that anymore.
We're not putting up with that. Well, we worked it out of them. All right, so there's a little kudos. In all seriousness, if y'all have not heard the great Chris and Joan and Dan Mandis team together and asked questions of Eric Trump to this morning at about 8:35, I guess it was, during their typical cross segment, and it was a great conversation with Eric Trump. He has a book coming out. And I encourage you to go there after our show, of course, and listen at your leisure. You can listen on a variety of platforms to this radio show wherever you go. You don't have to be around your radio. You can listen on TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart. We're on all of those platforms. We have our own platform at SuperTalk 99.7 WTN. Just type that into your app store, download us, and take us wherever you want to go. And then, of course, there's Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Rumble. What's the I forget to ask you the titles of the episodes. Episode 899, Jackson, is entitled?
Yes.
Is that it? I should probably tell you I'm going to do these things. You're so snappy with the retort first thing in the morning. Episode 899, Jackson, is entitled?
Trump keeps winning, plus Matt needs advice.
Oh, I do need some advice on cell phones. I need some advice as to what carrier I should use.
And you could use other advice, too.
Oh, well,
615-737-9986.
Yeah, if you have any life advice for me, I am open for it, man. I need as much as I possibly can.
I got some for you.
What do you got?
Don't eat yellow snow.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. That's good. That's nice. You speak from experience, do you?
No. That's pretty good. That was good. You turned it around on me.
No, I mean, you've never eaten the yellow snow?
No.
Well, then how do you know not to eat it? Might be tasty. Might be lemonade. Might be pee. You don't know.
I don't know why you just saying pee into the microphone made me laugh.
I think that's the insinuation that's being made over here. Y'all like this coat?
That's a nice looking coat.
Thank you, because you're not going to see it when we come back from break because it's hot in here. It's SuperTalk 99.7 WTN. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. The Israeli government is meeting, and they are making some final decisions regarding a peace deal that has been brokered by President Donald J. Trump between Israel and Hamas, hopefully ending the war in Gaza and achieving what Donald Trump described as an everlasting peace. We'll speak at more length about this with Representative Scott Sapicki, our good friend of the show. He'll stop by at about 4:35 this afternoon. At 3:35 this afternoon, in less than 10 minutes, we will speak with Senator Jack Johnson. He will reflect on the results of the 7th Congressional District race with us. We will talk about the upcoming general election race, the special general election race happening on December 2nd, I guess it is. And we'll talk to him about an issue that's going on at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. I don't know if y'all heard this or not, but there was a suggestion that a Turning Point USA chapter would not be allowed on the campus of the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. It's because the student government, which does not reflect well on the student government, they voted it down. And a lot of people freaked out. It's like, oh, they won't allow. No, they don't really have any say in this. They can vote their disapproval, and it does not matter. There will be a Turning Point USA chapter on the campus of University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, and we'll speak to Jack Johnson about that. I put a call out to good friend of the show, Randy Boyd, as well, who is the president of UT. Is he chancellor or president?
He is president of the entire system.
All right, he's president of the University of Tennessee system.
Yes.
But see, I get confused because...
So there is a chancellor of each university.
See, it's reversed in Georgia. That's why I got confused.
The chancellor is at UT is Donde Plowman. And then Randy Boyd is the...
Danny White is the athletics director of the University of Tennessee, Jackson.
Yes.
See there? See what I did there?
Yes.
See, Morning Show Jackson would not be making these mistakes right now.
He would have been talking about Danny White.
Anyway, so that's what I got confused about because... Like at the UGA system, and I'm not reflecting everything to Georgia, but the chancellor is the head of everything, and the presidents are the presidents of the school. It's reversed in Tennessee?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Anyway, I put a call out to Randy. You heard me. I left him a message, and maybe he will call us back. Kudos to Randy Boyd and his team for moving very swiftly on that matter and correcting the record on that. We will talk with Jack about that in moments. I didn't pay something off. What didn't I pay off?
Your jacket?
No. It was something that I didn't pay off.
Phone bill.
No, not the phone bill thing. Although my phone bill is astronomical. I need to get some advice on that. I'm going to get some advice on that. Dadgummit, what was it? Well, if you don't... If y'all don't know, I don't know. Oh, I see what you're doing there now, Ken. I see what you're doing there now. If y'all remember what I didn't pay off, thanks. And, somebody says, happy 900 program Eve, Matt. Now, see, here's the funny thing. Y'all think you're being cute. That's a perfectly appropriate way to use the Eve designation.
And how fitting it falls on a Friday Eve.
Friday Eve is not, a puppy just died, not an appropriate way. I'm just saying, y'all say it as much as you want. But every time you say Friday Eve, a puppy dies.
And that's because of Matt Murphy.
Just saying. Just throwing it out there. Thank you, Sandra. Sandra's actually listening to the show, unlike us three knuckleheads. The background noise with Jay Harper. So I asked Jay about the background noise. He said he told me his hard drive is dying.
Oh, yeah. He's texting me about that.
So he said that. So I'm like, what in the heck? I saw him this morning doing the podcast. I was like, have you heard us picking on you? He's like, no. I was like, it's all in good fun, so just know that. But I was like, there's something going on in the background. It's like you got a pea sheller back there, or you're organizing your loose change with one of those change machines or something. And he said, no, my hard drive is dying, and so it's making this noise. And he said, I can't make it stop. And obviously, I've got to be around the computer to record my traffic reports. So he said, all I know to do is just be louder than the So that's my impersonation of a hard drive dying. So there you go. Can anybody tell that I'm in a mood? I'm
in a mood, Brother Murphy.
I'm in a mood, Ken. You know what my mood's all about?
What?
I'm excited.
All three major indexes.
Yeah?
I'm excited for this show. I'm excited for tomorrow's show. I'm excited for football this weekend. I'm excited to watch the University of Oklahoma Sooners beat the mess, the stew out of the Texas Longhorns.
It's beginning to spook the market a little bit, and investors are wondering if and when this will materialize on the U.S. economy. And big winners in the week were Costco and Delta on the street, both having very solid sales data coming in for September. Bullion took a breather today as gold dropped below $4,000 an ounce, ending an inflation-fueled rally. The IRS released 2026 tax rates today, which saw an increase to the standard deduction, long-term capital gains brackets, and the estate tax exemption. But this news comes just a day after the agency announced it would furlough nearly half of its workforce due to the government shutdown. It's a good luck getting anyone on the phone.
The men and women who protect us will start missing their paychecks if the government shutdown is not ended by today, according to Senate Majority Leader John Thune.
Democrats can't bring themselves to reopen the government by the end of the day. Our troops, the people who protect and defend this country, will start missing their paychecks. To say that that's unacceptable is an understatement.
Meanwhile, in an interview with Punch Bowl News, top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer said the longer the shutdown drags on, quote, every day gets better for us. The remark has sparked outrage among Republicans, Vice President Vance calling it a vile sentiment. National Guard troops on the ground in the Chicago area, but it's up in the air as to whether they will be utilized. A federal judge is weighing whether they can be legally sent into the streets and could rule as soon as this afternoon. We get more from ABC's Alex Perez.
500 troops were called up, 300 from Illinois, 200 from Texas. At this point, we only know that a small number of those National Guardsmen from Texas were deployed here to this ICE facility. The rest, as we understand it, are still at a National Guardsman training center in Elwood, Illinois, about 50 miles outside the city. At this point right now, there's no indication that those other guardsmen have been deployed to other parts of Chicago.
Right here in Tennessee, an animal cruelty investigation underway in Wilson County after a small dog was found shot along Oak Grove Road. The dog, a little Cocker Spaniel Poodle mix named Little Bug, discovered on September 18th with 2 gunshot wounds, one shattering her right front leg, the other grazing her spine. Veterinarians forced to amputate that injured leg. X-rays confirmed bullet fragments still inside her body. Wilson County Animal Control and the Sheriff's Office treating the case as animal cruelty. They're asking for the public's help, that is. A $500 reward being offered for tips leading to an arrest, with additional donations coming in from private citizens. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN, the Matt Murphy Show in progress, 340. Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you for being out there. Beautiful day outside. Gorgeous outside. I'll tell you what, this morning I get out and about. There's a little nip. There's a little briskness going on. Had to go back inside and grab a jacket. I absolutely love the fall weather. Jackson, you like fall, right?
Big fall guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like winter, too.
Do you?
Vulgar sentiment.
Ken wants to know if you've ever been to Boise, Idaho, Jackson.
No, but I imagine I wouldn't like winter there.
No, sir.
Apparently, according to Ken Weaver, winter there starts in late September and goes until June.
Yes, sir.
Ken, how long did you live in Boise?
10 years.
Oh. There's nothing to do in Boise, Idaho.
One morning, brother. Well, there's actually lots to do there. Outdoors, man. One thing about Idaho, outdoors, woo! It's nice.
Uh-huh. Oh, I bet.
Now.
Is it mountainy?
Yes.
Okay.
Very mountainy. Now, here's the thing, Brother Jackson. There was one morning I was driving to work on June 11th. June 11th, Brother Jackson.
June 11th. That's 10. By the way, Ken, 10 days before summer, if I'm not mistaken. June 11th, 10 days before the start of summertime. And what happened?
All my friends are posting. All my friends here in the South are posting pictures of them out on the lake swimming and fishing and all that. It's snowing on me on my way to work. And I just said right then, I said, can't do it.
Did you know that you didn't like winter when you moved to Boise?
I did not have the hatred for it that I do
right,
now.
Right. No, I would imagine. I'm just curious, like if you had an inkling that you didn't really care for it, but I just imagine, Ken, you talking to the wife, you go, well, it can't be that bad.
Can't be that bad.
I mean, come on. Yeah, sure, it's a wintertime, but whatever. We've been through them before in Oklahoma.
One winter, it didn't get above freezing for 3 weeks. In fact, it barely got above 4.
4?
Yes. It was terrible.
Temperature outside today, 4. That's not good.
But the people are great. It's beautiful. I mean,
yeah,
man,
for the month and a half that you can actually go outside, I bet it's really nice.
Well, see, everybody up there, they're from there.
Right, so they don't know.
They
yeah, because you don't move to Boise, Idaho. You got to be born there to live there.
Well, no, you do if you live in Southern California, and that's same thing's going on in Boise that's happened here in Middle Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Because
a whole bunch of Californians moving to Boise.
Because Idaho, I mean, they're a little on the shaky side, as I call it. That's Washington, Oregon, California. That's the shaky side. Mm-hmm. But they believe in their freedom over there.
Yes, sir. They are very much like Tennesseans in that way.
In terms of the spirit of independence?
They are leave me alone.
I need to go. I want to go to Boise.
Oh, it's beautiful, man. It's absolutely gorgeous.
What 4896 as we wrap this, because Jack Johnson's waiting on the line.
Oh, yeah.
But Ken?
Yes, sir.
4896 wants to know what the real feels of Boise would be when it's 4 degrees outside.
Colder than
by
hell.
the way, I do not endorse this question. This just goes to show you that I'll ask these questions anyway, and this is an awful question. What does it matter? It's 4 degrees. It feels cold.
Oh, it was terrible.
Cold as a well digger's elbow, as my grandpa used to say.
It was terrible. And then, of course, they won the Fiesta Bowl that year.
Yes.
And who did Ken Weaver work for? But the Broncos radio flagship station.
Oh, that's right. They played Oklahoma? Is that when they played Oklahoma?
Stupid.
Was that Sam Bradford?
Oh, y'all talk about it yourselves. I'm going to talk to Senator Jack Johnson. Senator Jack Johnson is always good to call us up and talk with us when we need him, and he is here on the Murphy Show hotline this afternoon. Jack, what is going on, my friend?
Well, I have to say, I couldn't agree more. If it's 4 degrees, does it really matter if the wind chill is -4? There's not a lot of difference.
Yeah, I don't feel like
it's just cold.
You're still gonna freeze off your extremities if you're outside for very long.
Yes.
Have you?
That is true.
Have you ever been to Idaho, Jack?
I've been to Sun Valley, Idaho.
Oh.
Went up there for a legislative conference, and it was beautiful. But I did go, I think, in July, so I was in that very narrow window of really nice weather in Idaho. Well,
I've got to get there. I got to go. On Ken Weaver's recommendation, I'm going to go in the middle of February and see what happens. Jack, you seemed because I know that you posted something on social media about this, and we were getting a story out of UT Chattanooga. And initially the story was, the story as it was kind of being presented, and it almost becomes a game of telephone, right? So the story became, hey, UT Chattanooga is not going to allow a Turning Point USA chapter on their campus. And you posted something a little earlier today that was like, hey, no, that's not happening. So let's walk through this story together. How did all of this start? Tell us where we are.
Well, Matt, I know you've talked about it and others have. We can all take great comfort in the fact, in the wake of the horrific assassination of Charlie Kirk, that there is a revival that has been instigated all across the country, especially with young people and people that are hearing Charlie Kirk's message, both relative to his faith as well as his conservative political convictions. And that has led to literally thousands of applications for Turning Point chapters at universities, colleges, high schools all across the country, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And we did have there was an application for a Turning Point chapter at the University of Tennessee in Chattanooga. It was properly submitted, met all the criteria to be a recognized, fully sanctioned student organization on campus. Well, the Student Government Association took a vote. I don't know why, but they took a vote and recommended that it not be approved. That's disappointing. That's a different conversation. But I think some people took that to mean that this particular chapter would not be approved. Nothing could be farther from the truth. There's really never any danger or risk that the Turning Point chapter at the University of Tennessee in Chattanooga would not be approved. And I really applaud the administration there. The chancellor at the University, UT Chattanooga, is relatively new. Her name is Lori Bruce. I've not had an opportunity to meet her, but she stepped in immediately along with Randy Boyd, who's president of the UT system, and said, oh, no, this organization absolutely meets the criteria. And in fact, they have been instated now, and we will now have a great active Turning Point chapter at UT Chattanooga. And the last thing I'll say, given the actions of that Student Government Association, I hope once that Turning Point chapter gets up and going, they form their own slate of candidates for student government at UT Chattanooga and vote those that are in there now out.
So the idea is that they can offer, as a student government, approval or disapproval of any sort of chapter on their campus, but it doesn't carry any weight.
That's correct. It was basically a statement of opinion. They have no official authority to approve or disapprove any student government organization to be sanctioned on that campus. It was basically just stating their opinion. But the ultimate decision is with the administration, and they did the right thing, and I applaud them for accepting that organization, and now we can have an active Turning Point chapter at the University of Tennessee.
And I'm not asking you to speak for the student government, and that's great news, by the way, and I don't want to gloss over that the officials at UT Chattanooga and more broadly Randy Boyd and as president of the system step forward, and I put a call out to Randy to congratulate him. Hopefully he'll call us during the show because, I appreciate swift movement, not only in this, but also swift movement. Sadly, as you well remember, Jack, we had some individuals lashing out in the aftermath of the horrific assassination and saying things that don't belong on any college campus anywhere, and they were swiftly dealt with in the state of Tennessee. And I applaud Randy and his team for dealing with those under his umbrella as he did.
Absolutely. There were professors who were fired for posting horrible things online, celebrating the death of a 31-year-old husband and father of two small children, and they should have been fired, and I'm glad that they were. And that happened at multiple institutions of higher education, as well as some at the high school level as well. But at the end of the day, for a student government association at any university to vote to disapprove an organization, even if they disagree with their viewpoints, if they meet all of the criteria to be an organization, there's something wrong with that, and I'm very disappointed in that Student Government Association.
Well, I am too, and I would love. I'm going to reach out and try to get someone involved in student government to come on the show, and not to tongue lash them, but to genuinely what are you thinking here? I'm very interested. Perhaps they have a very misguided perception of what Turning Point USA is. Perhaps they've sadly, so to speak, they've drank the Kool-Aid when it comes to some of the worst things that people try to characterize Turning Point USA as that we know aren't true. Who knows? But it just seems to go against the very concepts of what college campuses are designed to be. And that is, you bring all these thoughts together in one melting pot and you kind of see which ones you gravitate toward and which ones you don't. And oftentimes you're going to find viewpoints that are disagreeable to you. Oftentimes you're going to find positions within certain organizations that you don't agree with. Well, that's life. That's a part of learning to lead your lives as young people in the college setting.
Well, in institutions of higher education, that's what, as you say, that's what they're supposed to be. And I would say, I think, Matt, that you and I would probably have the same conversation if it was a more left-leaning group that was applying and they met all the other criteria necessary to be a recognized group, and there was a right-leaning or more conservative student government association that voted to disapprove them. We have to have intellectual consistency here relative to this. But the important thing is, though, again, the administration, both at the campus level, UT Chattanooga, as well as system-wide through the University of Tennessee system. And you should know, or your listeners should know if they don't already, there's already an active, very, very engaged Turning Point chapter at University of Tennessee in Knoxville. So there's one that is in existence, so it's perfectly consistent that they could have one at UTC.
Our guest is Senator Jack Johnson joining us to talk about this issue down in Chattanooga. But, while we have you, Jack, in the few minutes that we have left, I'm curious if you have any thought. I mean, obviously, You watched as the special election occurred. Matt Van Epps, the victor on the Republican side of things, Afton Bain, will be the Democrat nominee for the 7th Congressional District seat. Any thoughts on the outcome? I don't want to lead you in any direction. I was frankly quite surprised that in a field of 11 total candidates on the Republican side, that one candidate, Matt Van Epps, would receive over 50% of the vote. It was a very impressive victory in my perspective.
It was very impressive, and I think it speaks to the campaign that Matt ran. I congratulate him, and I know Matt. I served with him briefly during his time as a cabinet member in Governor Lee's administration as Commissioner of General Services. He's going to be an outstanding congressman. He's a staunch conservative. He will be an ally for President Trump, and that's what we want. He reflects the values of the 7th District of Tennessee, the conservative values. Let me tell you who doesn't represent those values, and that's Afton Ben. I serve with Afton. Afton is in the House of Representatives. I serve in the Senate. I can tell you that she has the label, the moniker, as the AOC of Tennessee, and that's exactly what she is. And we don't need, as Tennesseans, to be sending someone who is an avowed democratic socialist, which I think is just a polite way to say you're a communist, but who espouses those types of values, who is on video out harassing ICE members who are trying to do their job in Tennessee. That doesn't reflect Tennessee values. So the choice could not be more clear. We must get out to the polls. Early voting starts November 12th. It runs through the 26th. That runs right up against Thanksgiving, and I know people will be traveling and they'll have family in. Make sure you go vote. Go vote early. Get it in the bag for Matt Van Epps. Congress right now has a very narrow Republican majority. There are 3 vacancies currently, and this district is one of them. And there are 2 others where there are vacancies. And to flip this seat from a Republican seat to a Democratic seat would be a travesty. And so I call on all of my Republican friends, regardless of who you support, if you live in the 7th District, regardless of who you voted for, it is time now to rally behind Matt Van Epps. He is a good man. He's going to be a great congressman. He's going to be an ally for President Trump. So we have to get out and make sure he wins this special election.
Jack, always good to catch up with you. Thank you for your leadership in the Senate, and we appreciate your time today, and we'll get a chance to get you back in studio and talk to you again very soon.
Sounds great, Matt. Thank you so much.
All right, take care. There's Senator Jack Johnson joining us for a few moments on the Murphy Show hotline. It's 54 after the hour on Super Talk.